Hi, and welcome back. Today we're doing the first update for Throwback 30, round 8, I believe. I'm not sure on that. This was created by Jessica Lee. For the Fantastic Ladies, they have a vote every year to decide which 30 Fantastic Ladies projects they want to see put in this one. And then you get to do any prompt of your choice from those projects. Updates on the 28th of every month. And I think that's all the stuff. So let's get to it. I do have several that haven't been used yet and won't be used for a while. But it is what it is. First one of those is for 12 Days of Christmas. We went with Aid Maids Milking. We rolled in the Pharmacy Honey Milk Toner. I'm currently working on another toner, so that one won't be used until the toner I'm working on is done, because that's in another project. It's, excuse me, it's about halfway done, so we've got some time yet before we get to this. I did the same thing with this one. For 4 seasons, we went with winter. Rolled in the Merry Christmas palette from Odin's Eye. For No Pan Left Behind, ×5, we're just, because of the way I've been marking it, we're just going to go with No Pan Left Behind. This will be an early rollout. And with that, we have this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade left to do. Everything else has been used. So we just got 3 left, and then this, so this will be a rollout for next month. But I didn't notice that it was ×5, and I was scribbling out the numbers instead of keeping track, so happens. 50 Shades of Black. We rolled in this gigantic shampoo bottle. It was full. We are down to here, and that is 6 uses. I use it about twice a week. I have another shampoo that I'll use on the other day. Stripping shampoo I use on the 3rd day. I only take showers about 3 days a week. So that one is going to be in for the whole project and may not finish. We'll find out. 50 Shades of Brown. We went with the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Amber. We were at this line. We're now at this line. We've used it 13 times. Unfortunately, I had to finish up the soft amber before I got started on this one. So it hasn't been used. It's only been used for the past 2 weeks, maybe. But yeah, as you can tell with 13 uses, I use it. This is currently my only cream bronzer. Stop falling. Currently my only cream bronzer in use, so it's been getting all the uses. Another one that hasn't been touched is for 50 Shades of Green, the Glow Recipe Avocado Ceramide Moisture Barrier Cleanser. Too many words for the name, but it hasn't been used because I'm currently working on the Tatcha cleanser for another project. Again, most of these haven't been used because they're in other projects, or something else is in another project. 50 Shades of Pink. Went with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. This is the refillable version. It was full because we were working on something else, and now it's to here. I expect it to be about here for the next update and then gone. So 2 more updates and that one should be done. Mostly because it's really wet right now and I don't need a lot of moisturizer at the moment. 50 Shades of Purple. We brought in the Notoriously Morbid purple liquid lipstick in the shade Awful Good Girl. Awful Good Girl. We've used it 5 out of our 50 uses because it's purple and it's just not getting a lot of use. It is what it is. Next one has not been touched at all, and that's 50 Shades of Yellow or Gold. We brought in this Hemp's Toasted Vanilla Caramel Moisturizer. This is a winter moisturizer for me, winter scent. So, let's see, it's August. It might start to get used in November. Maybe not until December. Because we got the fall one. As soon as I finish up my current summer, we'll do the fall, and then when the fall's done, we'll do this. Seven Deadly Pans, we went with Wrath. So I brought in the Lethal Cosmetics Avatar shade Azula. If you've ever seen Avatar, you know why she's in for Wrath. That's the lipstick. We have it in to finish, and we've only used it 4 times. It's another one that's going to be in all year. Ancient Mythos, we went with Artemis. So we brought in the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade, I did not write the shade down, Fenty Glow. We have this one also in to finish. We've used it 7 times. Another one in for the year. Another Pan Bites the Dust, something that takes forever to finish, is Bohemian Rhapsody's Prompt. And we brought in the conditioner to match the shampoo. Again, it was full. We're down to here. And this thing's in for the year. And that's it for that page. Beauty and the Beast, we went with Bembets, which was a trio. So we brought in the Surrender Blush Palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. We have used Passionate 6 times, Romantic twice, and Luscious 11 times. They're in for 30 uses each. So that's going to be a while. Beauty A to Z, we randomly rolled in the letter S. So we went with the Sentier fragrance in Parisian Embrace. This was brand new when we started. We are here. I hope that this will be out by next month. It's been my main fragrance. Although I will admit, I am mixing it most of the time with this Druid perfume from Fantasy Cosmetica. Again, I don't know if I said that, been used 13 times. Birthstone Beauty, we went with March, because last year I did my birth month, so this year I'm doing my daughter's birth month, which is Aquamarine. So we brought in the Sephora eyeliner in the shade Peacock Blue. So we're at, we brought in for 30 uses. We've used it 4 times. Hasn't been a lot of blue because I don't have any blue currently projects. Alright, itches. Budget Beauty, we brought in the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Coral Crush. We brought it in to hit pan, and kind of, sort of, I'm trying to hit a better pan, but you can see it peeking. We're getting there. We have used this one 13 times. I'm going to keep it in for another month, see if we can get a better actual pan on that one. But that ring is poking through. Child of the 80s, I went with Smurf, which is something blue. And we brought in the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid in Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This is my moisturizing SPF that I use. I usually use it every day, but I haven't been using it that often lately because this is my last one and I'm waiting for the fall sale to order more. Besides, it's been pouring rain every day. Like I said, it's the rainy season. It's why I don't need a lot of moisturizer right now, and I definitely don't need a double moisturizer right now when it's this cloudy. But that's been used 10 times. Color Pan. We brought in their blush sticks in the shade Pretty Thing. We have only used this 3 times. We've gone from the top of this line to the bottom of this line. So I didn't do another marking. But I've been working on that Coral Crush, so that one hasn't been getting much use. Disney Princess, we want Tiana, which is yellow or green. This has yellow and green. This is the Hemp's scent Pineapple and Honey Melon. This is my summer scent. My current one of these is about here. I'm trying to finish that before going to fall. This will not be used. This probably won't even get started until at least March, more likely April of next year. We will start this one after we start this one. I don't have spring where I live, so we just go straight from winter to summer. So the scents go straight from winter to summer. Happy Hour, we went with Daiquiri. I don't remember. I think Daiquiri was fruit themed. So one was Simply Posh's Citrus Punch. And this one we went with also 5 times, no pan left behind, but this one I marked correctly. We've used this shade once. Let's see, did we use the whole row once? Yeah. The whole top row has only been used once. By the way, this is what I have on my eyes today because it's the Throwback Thursday palette, bingo palette of the day was Citrus Punch, and that's where all these second uses came from. So we used this one, and this one. This one's in the outer corner over the green. This is the main eyelid shade. This is the inner corner shade. And then we use these 3, as you can see. And those are the only ones that have been used twice. Everything else in this palette has been used once. So I am marking that one correctly. That one will be in for the 5 times. Although we're out of summer because all the leaves are turning yellow and falling on the ground already. So it'll be interesting trying to get that one used. I love the 90s. We went with Surge, which was something green, and we brought in the Unearthly liquid lipstick in the shade Yummy, which is kind of an olivey green. We've used this 3 times. Petting Cats and Dogs, we went ID Tag, something circular. We went with the ColourPop Lock It Down palette, the shade Keepsake, because it's a circular pan. We're trying to hit pan in this, but we've only used it 4 times. Main ColourPop matte, that's going to take a lot longer, a lot more use than 4 to try to hit pan. Lip Service, as always and always in this project, is the Laneige Sleep Mask. This year we're doing the original scent. I have it into finish. We already know it won't finish. It takes me 2 years to do one of these, so we're trying to hit the halfway mark, and then we'll roll it in for Lip Service, because Lip Service always comes back next year, and we'll finish it next year. But this is where it's looking so far. 5, 10, 15, 20. We've used it 25 times. So there's a couple days I missed in the last month. Our last one that has not been touched is Nightmare Before Christmas, the Melt Lipstick shade Bane. And the reason this hasn't been touched is because in Project Graveyard, we have the liquid version from Melt in for 5 uses. I believe it's seen 3 uses. So more likely in September, October, we'll start to be able to get our uses on those. I have this one in for 15 uses. And it's going to be a fight to get those. I just don't do black lipstick very often. Same pan last year. We went with Groundhog's Day, something that you purchase over and over again. And we brought in the Tower 28 concealer. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, the windowing is kind of showing up. There's a lot of windowing in here. We are trying to finish this one. This one fits for Groundhog's Day because we already have to. We have used this one 7 times. We were working on 2 other concealers. So it hadn't gotten a lot of use, but this is currently the only concealer in a project until the 5th when we roll in the new one for 10 uses. And then we'll be alternating those. So that one's going to be getting some good use over the next couple months. That 70s pan, oh sorry, I was wrong. That 70s pan is the next one that is the last one that has not been touched. That 70s pan, we went with alarm clocks. I don't remember what it was, but we rolled in the 7 Virtues Scent Vanilla Woods. This has seen a couple uses, but not in this project. This one has not been touched in this project. We are trying to finish this. But I'm trying to finish that Parisian Embrace first, and then we'll get on this one. That's expensive. Dior lip oil in the shade Rosewood. This is the same one that was in this project last. Well, this isn't the same one. We had Dior's lip oil in Rosewood in for That's Expensive last year as well, and we finished that off. We are trying to finish it off again. But I was working on the Fenty lip oil for Project Graveyard, so this one hasn't gotten a lot of uses. It's only been used twice, and again, it's too wet. I haven't needed a lip oil. This should last for another 2 weeks, maybe 3 before it starts snowing, and then it'll dry out. And at that point in time, this will be getting a lot of use because that's when I really dive into these, is over the winter. We'd had this one in, and that's when I got most of its use, was winter and spring. We don't really have spring. That needs to go downstairs. I leave that one down by my computer. That's So 2000s. We went with iPod Shuffle. We brought in the Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Eyeliner, or eye pencil. They call it eye pencil. It's an eyeliner. In the shade Espresso. We have this in for 30 uses. So far, we have used it 9 times. Turn and Burn. Brought in this Olaplex sample, Olaplex number 3 sample. I had honestly expected this to be done by now because I was planning. I did take it on vacation. I just didn't use it when I was on vacation. So this just had its first use last weekend. I finally finished up the full-size one that I was working on for another project. Well, I mean, I marked it for a use, but it was technically like half a use. My guess is there's 2 uses in here, so we have like 1.5 uses left in this sample size. So that should be out by next month. And finally, for Zodiac Project Pan, we went with Cancer, which is my birth month. We brought in the Adept Seahorse palette, the shade Big Belly, which is this one, to try to hit pan in. We've used it 5 times. You can see some disturbance. I wouldn't even, well, maybe a baby dip at the most on that one. There's not much there. It's not one of the flaky shades, so it's going to take longer. But we've got 5 uses on that. That's it. Maybe by next month, but probably 2 months, I would say, before we get that one. Just with the shades, they're currently in projects. They're very warm. I've been using that one to neutralize oranges. So it hasn't been getting a whole lot of use. But that's it. That's the project, and we will see you next time. Bye.